Fertilizer Friday. Today we're going to fertilize everything that's growing in the garden. Plus, I'm going to share with you an old secret family recipe for making your own fertilizer. Let's get started. Hi friends, I hope you're doing well today. It's good to see you. I'm a little late today. It's like 10 o'clock and I'm trying to get this done before the sun comes out, because the last thing you want to do is fertilize your vegetables in the heat of the moment. And since it gets really hot here, I need to hurry up and get the fertilizer in so I can get it watered in before it gets too hot. We have got some pretty warm temperatures coming this week. It's going to be almost 80 degrees coming up soon. But then a couple of days after that, we're going to have freezing temperatures again. So this weather is just really something else. Let me come over here and grab the water. Well, it looks like I'm not going to be able to use the water that I was planning on using after all. It's so sad. But apparently my little friend Lizzie has drowned in the water. Let me show you. But first, before I show you, let me explain. When I know it's going to rain, I usually leave my barrel out so that it can collect some water. I also catch rainwater in my wheelbarrow, and I normally dip that out and put it in the rain barrel. And I've come over here to get some water out of it to put in my 5-gallon bucket to make the fertilizer with, only to find a poor little lizard floating in the water. So I'm not sticking my hand in that. The lizards don't scare me, but I ain't sticking my hands in that water. Not gonna happen. See, it's so sad. So maybe collecting rainwater in my wheelbarrow wasn't such a good idea after all. I'm just gonna dump this out and get my son to come out here and get him up. Did you know that lizards are actually beneficial to the garden because they help to eat up a lot of the bad bugs? So I feel really bummed about that, but I digress. Time to move on. This is the fertilizer that I'm using, and I have here my bucket of water. Check it out. I've got on a better, closer knit t-shirt this time, because in the last video, I was just flashing y'all all over the place. And when I was editing the video, it was like, oh my gosh, nobody wants to see 60-year-old boobs. So I ran to Walmart and got myself a $5 t-shirt because I don't want to flash you anymore. And I apologize. I'm sincerely sorry for that. Didn't realize it was happening. But after I lost all that weight, my clothes are too big. So, all right, here's the fertilizer. This is the homemade recipe that I'm going to share with you as soon as we finish all this. It only takes 1 tablespoon for each 1 gallon of water. And I'm telling you, it's really potent. So make sure you dilute it with water. You don't want to use this stuff straight, as it might burn your plants. All right, time to get to fertilizing. I'm going to start right here with the garlic strawberry bed. And we've got a few strawberry plants growing in there, and we have some garlic. And the strawberry plants are supposed to be fertilized once in early spring and then again in the fall. And then that's it, and for liquid fertilization. And I won't have to do that anymore. I will have to top dress them, but I'll do that later. I want you to see my peas that I sowed in the ground a couple of weeks ago. They're already sprouting. So I think I'm going to go ahead and give them a little bit of fertilizer too. Here they are. I planted 8 of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there was one right there, but I'm not sure if that one made it. And then there's another one in here somewhere that apparently didn't make it. So we'll see, but I'm gonna have to get to making that trellis really soon. But I'm gonna wait until after the last frost before I make the trellis so that I can still cover these when the frost comes through next week. If you've been following me over on Instagram, I showed you a post of a red onion that I started or sprouted from a grocery store red onion. If you haven't had a chance to, this is what it looks like. and let me show you how it's grown since I posted that post on Instagram. It's thriving. I can't wait until it's time to harvest it to see what I actually get out of it. But let's give it a little bit of fertilizer. There we go. It needs water too. I didn't realize it was this dry out. It really didn't. So everything is just really thirsty right now. I don't think I've told you, I've got 8 raised beds that are 3 feet by 6 feet. And then I have the red totes. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 11 red totes and then a series of 5-gallon buckets around and a couple of grow bags that I usually put potatoes in, and then a couple of random pots that I just put flowers in for the season. So you'll get to see more of that as we go on, but I just wanted you to know what was growing. When I put this arch up last year that I got from Amazon, and this is what I have my beans that are gonna grow this year. Last year I had cucumbers on it and it did pretty good, but this year I'm gonna put something different in these 2 beds, so we'll see how that goes. I feel like it's cutting off my head, but that's okay. I'll just scoot down a little bit. All right, first thing I do is start with my kitchen scraps. And I keep this is an old protein powder container that I just saved. And I keep it underneath the kitchen sink. And whenever I have kitchen scraps, like stems from Brussels sprouts, onions that I've chopped up, I save my coffee grinds and I just put them on a paper towel and let them dry, and then I put them on foil and let them sit out and make sure it fully dries. These are used coffee grinds, by the way. And then I pour them in my container, like that. And I know this looks gross because I've been using this one for a while. I apologize, but I'm still going to show you my secret family recipe. So we've got all of that added in there. Then I eat boiled eggs for breakfast almost every day because they're quick and convenient. And don't you dare say a word about my nails. I know they're looking horrible and I need to do them, and I'll get to it soon, I promise, but don't judge me. Pretend you don't see them. They're not there. But these are my eggshells, and I put them in here so when I don't just dump them in the bed, I put them in here and I take my hammer. Wait, hold on. This is a glass table. Let's go somewhere safe and then I'll show you how I pulverize these babies. Pulverize. Yep. It's a good way to let all of your frustrations out. Yep. This is for the person who cut in front of me in line. This is for the person that cut me off driving on the interstate. This is for all the times I had a bad day. This is for that fingernail I broke. This is for the plumbing that broke. I'm telling you, this is good therapy. Feed it to the full. This is so much more therapeutic than just putting it in a blender, I'm telling you. All right. Wasn't that therapeutic? So now I take my eggshells and I add them into my container as much as I can get in here. And this is just a container that I got from the Dollar Tree. It has some water in it and I use it as a weight. And I just come in and I press everything down as much as I can. Then here is the secret family ingredient. Do you know what this is? Yes, it's kraut. Something about the fermentation in the kraut helps break it down and processes it and helps turn it into good fertilizer. You can put this on your hot dog, but you can also put it in your kitchen scrap container to help make fertilizer, to break it down. So I've put a layer of the kraut in there. Then I'm going to come back and put more of my eggshells or coffee grinds, whatever I have, on top of that, making a mess all over the table. Put that in there. Come back, press it down some more. And basically, I will just keep adding to this until it's full. So every time I add another layer, I press it down and add more kraut. And yes, this was store-bought kraut because I didn't grow any cabbage, so I didn't have my own to add in here. But if you grow cabbage, you can ferment your own cabbage and add it in. It's worth it to me to spend if you don't have your own kraut that you fermented yourself, or your own cabbage that you fermented yourself. It's worth buying this $2 jar to add to the kitchen compost container to help everything break down, because it turns into this, and this 1 gallon, because I'm only using 1 tablespoon of this fertilizer for every gallon of water. This 1 gallon of fertilizer lasts me a very long time, even with the garden full of vegetables. It goes a really long way. Sit that there. Put that kraut in, top it off with more kitchen scraps, press it down. It's almost full. We're getting there. Oops. Some more kraut. And I don't recommend eating out of the jar after you've added it to your kitchen scrap container, just in case you picked up some of the yuckiness off of the kitchen scrap container. A big healthy heaping in there. That looks like the last one that I'm going to be able to fit in here. Now, when I close this up before I use it, I do store it in the refrigerator. I don't leave it out. I'll go ahead and store it because I want to keep it fresh and I don't want it to go bad. And I want to keep the mold. I want to keep the microbes that are in here alive so that they can break down the scraps that are in the kitchen scrap container. This is the last one. And it is going to be full. There you go. Push it down. Really press it. Because the purpose of pressing it down is to try and get all of the air out of it. You want to get as much air out as possible. So use your strength. Use your strong arm. Who knows where that's from? All right. Press it down. Get as much air out as possible. And then top it off with a little bit more kraut. Top it off with a little more kraut. And if you can see now, our jar is full. We've pressed all of the air out of it. Close this up. Now we're going to screw the top on really, really tight. Oh, and what I have in here in my kitchen scraps, I only have vegetables, coffee grinds, and eggshell scraps. I don't have any dairy or meat or fats in here at all. So you want to make sure that the top is on really tight and good. And we're going to put this away in a cool, dry location underneath the kitchen sink and let it sit for a couple of days. And when we come back, I'll show you what happens. So here we are a few days later, and you can tell that it's ready to be drained because it's a lot heavier now than it was when we first put everything in here. Let's take the top off. Still looks the same, but I take my container, put in my funnel, and this is my outdoor garden funnel. This is not a funnel that I use in the house, in the kitchen. So every so many days, I come back and I try to strain off any fluids that might be in it. You see right now there's just a little bit, but it's not a lot, which means it needs to sit a little bit longer. But I drain off whatever is in there into my container. And I use the strainer to make sure I don't get anything from what's inside. And then I'll press it back down to get out any air that I may have put in during the straining process. And you can already tell that it's starting to work. I have to wash that off because it's down a little bit lower than it was from when we first started. And as time goes on, it was up to here when I first put everything in, and now it's down to here. And as time goes on, it'll break down even more, and it'll keep going down, down, down. So I'd say maybe once a week, I come in and strain the fluid off of it and press it back down again, and that's how I get my potent garden fertilizer. I've been using this fertilizer on these tomato plants that I planted in my gardening class a couple of weeks ago. And this is how they looked when I first put them in the box and first brought them home. And now you see how much they've grown. And I think I've only fertilized them maybe once or twice since then. But I'm afraid that pretty soon they're gonna get too tall for my grow lights, and it's gonna be a while before I'm ready to put them out. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like to start my indoor seeds too early, because my plants get too big under the grow lights before I'm ready to put them out. But it is what it is. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm happy that it makes everything grow and thrive. But just wanted to warn you, it's really potent. So make sure if you decide to try it that you don't use any more than 1 tablespoon of fertilizer per gallon of water. It usually takes about a month or so, but really it depends on the temperature inside the house. When it's cooler in the house, like in the summer when I've got the air conditioner running, it takes it a little longer to break down. But in the wintertime, when I have the heat on in the house, it breaks down quicker. That's it. Thank you guys for joining in. I love spending time with you, and I hope to catch you next time in the garden. See ya.